All right. What is up, barbarians? Hello, hello. How you guys are doing? For all who's gonna be watching today, welcome. For all the new members, welcome as well. For those who's gonna be watching on the replay, just put in their hashtag replay. This is another episode, our part two, episode two of our sales letter hacking Saturdays, where we hack into sales letters and proven ads and discuss how they've generated millions on those sales letters. And before anything else, if you don't know me, my name is Vence. I'm a direct response copywriter. And if you don't know what copywriting is a digital skill where you write words that sell, and of which I'm proud to say that I've delivered thousands of dollars for my clients and as well delivered six figures on my own income. So yeah, that's the whole reason why I've built this whole community, this whole Facebook group is for you guys to discover what copywriting is and how it can also change your life as well. So let's get to it. So yung first natin ad was about David Ogilvy. If you haven't watched it yet, you can also watch it through our guides. It's on our, if I'm not mistaken, it's either on our mini course or on our resources. Basically, what we talked about was how David Ogilvy wrote his famous Rolls Royce ads and how he attracted his audience to buy Rolls Royce. So yun yung pinaka main purpose na. Now, we're still gonna be talking about David Ogilvy himself, but another kind of ad that he's written. And yeah, we'll be diving deep into how he writes his copy and paano niya, ano yung target niya sa mind ng tao kung paano niya susulat yan. Okay? Alright, so let's get to it. Okay. So let me see if you guys can watch this. Yeah. Alright, I think all of you guys can see it. Okay, so this is another ad from David Ogilvy. This is a book of his, which is Confessions of an Advertising Man, where he discussed how he generated tons of dollars for his clients. So ang gagawin natin ngayon, we'll be diving deep into how he writes his ads. It's a very simple ad. There's no very hard, complicated words or the way he promotes it. Sobrang simple lang guys, and you'll definitely want to implement this if you're promoting something like a book or something like any physical product. Okay? So, for anything else, if you haven't watched the sales letter hacking we did for the first one, we always do three things before diving into a sales letter. So, lagay natin dito. First off, whenever we're looking at the ad, we always look at the 4 U's. So what are the 4 U's? So dito as comments. 4 U's is it gotta have the headline got to have uniqueness. It should be unique. It should be useful. It should be ultra specific. And it should be urgent. So I'll talk more about this later on, but you always look at headlines on this kasi doon natin makikita kung paano nagagrab siya ng tao just by reading it on the first few glance. Okay, next up, that's the first one. The second part, tingnan natin dito. Okay. Second part is we're using Clayton Makepeace checklist. So my checklist siya. Clayton Makepeace is also one of those modern copywriters who created millions of dollars on his own from promoting ads and as well as teaching aspiring copywriters to become great at copywriting. So sa Clayton Makepeace na checklist, one of the things you always look at is the headline should grab your attention. So it should grab eyeballs. Yan. Next one is it should expand the headline. So usually when I write headline, it's HL. Then everything should have credibility, and of course, he's bribing you to do something. Right? We'll talk more of that later on. Pag nabasa na natin, we'll go through that step by step. Then, of course, the next one, and the last, certainly not the least, is Kyle Milligan's NESB. So, let's look at why NESB. So, NESB means it's new, should be new, it should be easy, it should be specific, and it should be big. And meron silang alternate ego, so you could use only, easy, should anybody can do it, specific, no, sorry guys, not specific, it's safe. Excuse me. Safe, it's predictable, and the big should also be fast. Yan. So, dyan tayo. So, those three things, we talk about the 4 U's: unique, useful, ultra-specific, urgent. Kailangan yan nandyan sa headlines. Clayton Makepeace is grab the eyeballs, expand headline, credibility, and bribe them to do it. Then the next one is it should be new, easy, safe, and big with an alternate ego of only, anybody, predictable, and fast. So we'll dive deep into that even further sa ads. So okay, let's start with his headline. So his headline says, every secret but one is in this book. Okay, so dito pa lang, you'll notice the word secret. Secret also means only. Yan. So, ibig sabihin, this is... Oh, sorry. Balik natin. So, every secret but one is in this book. So, balik pala. But one. Yan. But one is only. That means, everything is inside but one. So, this is unique because it has everything but one. Okay? Yan siya. So, ang mangyari when you read this, your mind tells you then what's that one thing that is not inside that book if that book has all the secret. Okay? So, yan ang mangyari. Okay, sub-headline naman tayo. So, remember guys, if you don't talk about copywriting, we'll slowly talk to you every Wednesday kung ano yung mga parts ng copywriting and how you write copy and how you understand copy. But every Saturday, we always analyze copy because that's the first thing you got to do is analyze the greats. Siyempre sila, they've already delivered millions into their pocket, and that's also our goal. Okay? So, headline, every secret but one is in this book. Sub-headline, the name of David Ogilvy is known only to a few hundred people. So, yan. Dito pa lang sa few hundred people, he's saying that David Ogilvy is unique and big. Yan. So, he's one of a kind. Okay? Okay. But the products he has advertised are known to millions. Yan. So, ibig sabihin, but the products he has advertised are known to millions. Sabihin, even if he's big, everybody knows him. Knows his product. Basically, you might not notice him, pero yung pala mga ginagamit mo, siya pala yung nag-produce niyan. Yan. Perhaps no other man has persuaded so many to buy so much using only words and pictures to perform his magic. So, dito, no other man has persuaded so many. So then, he's specifically saying, David Ogilvy is the only person who can do this. Okay? So this book reveals how he does it, explains how you can do it, and makes clear why Time Magazine calls Ogilvy the most sought after wizard in advertising industry today. So, yan na. It says this book reveals how he does explain it, how you can do it, and makes clear why Time Magazine So dito, kasi hindi natin makuha. And this part, sure, cancel. So this part, how he does it, explains how you can do it. He's already revealing, like, so he's an expert. He's revealing he's an expert, and he will show you how to do this thing. Okay, then etong term na to, the most sought after wizard in the advertising industry today. That means David Ogilvy is big. So manonotice nyo na every time he's writing something on the copy, it's always expanding the headline. So now it's every secret but one is in this book. Now he explains na meron siyang, na how he does it, explains how you can do it, and makes clear why inside the book. Tapos, isi-show niya through this book. Okay? Wala pa niya sinabi but one. So this is a very intriguing thing kasi hindi pa niya sinabi ano yung one. Okay? So what Confessions of an Advertising Man reveals about the strategy and techniques for producing great advertising is worth a fortune to anybody who... Okay. So, let's talk about this. Ito kasi, this whole area is what we call a lead. A lead is something that hooks the people to read even further. A lead is, I think, about 300 to 800 words. The first 300, 800 words on any copy which aims to grab anybody's attention. So yun pa lang, you're boasting everything you can about the person, claiming everything you want on that lead. Then after, dun sa baba, the rest of the copy should be proving it right. So kahit nagki-claim ka na this is the most biggest thing ever, you should have proven evidence na it works. Okay? So ito yan ngayon. So now this area is just a lead. This is a very small lead. And what he's doing is telling that Confessions of an Advertising Man, which is the book, talks about strategy and techniques for producing great advertising. So he's already talking about a benefit. So this area, and he's talking about a benefit that you will be experiencing for the book. Then after that, he's calling the audience. Kaya nagsabi siya, for producing great advertising is worth a fortune to anybody who, then he calls them out, on a bullet form, has product to sell, as an idea or service to promote, wants to be successful in an advertising career, would like to join the candid, amazing story of how a canny and witty Scotsman, poor, unknown, and in a hurry, beat so many American advertising men at the game they invented. So this whole area is calling his audience. Okay? So now nahahalata nyo na every time we talk more about the book, he's expanding more about the book. Who is this for? Para kanino? What will be they getting? And of course, the fourth one, you'll notice the fourth one is like, would like to enjoy the candid, amazing story of how a canny and witty Scotsman, poor, unknown, and in a hurry, beat so many American advertising men at the game they invented. So basically, pwede naman sabihin niya, would like to enjoy the candid story of a man who beat so many American men at the game they invented. So basically, this is David Ogilvy. This is his story na natalo niya yung mga American men on advertising with his own unique talents. So, yeah, he just made the story more amazing kasi nga, he told that he's poor, he's someone unknown, and he's doing it fast. So, makikita nyo, they're doing really specific words. On the copy itself, you shouldn't be vague. Vague, I mean, You're just telling something very simple and you're not explaining bakit ganito. Okay? So we'll talk more about that later on. So next. So ngayon, you'll be wondering on your mind, then what's that story? Why that advertising man beat that this man had beat those advertising men in the game. Okay? So ito na. So you have a sub-headline. Kung kanina may headline kay main headline, this, mapapansin nyo kasi, this bold areas, this is what we call sub-headlines. Okay? So this is the first sub-headline. Sub-headline 1. Then he'll be explaining. So ngayon, sabi mo, sino yung Scotsman na nakatalo sa American Advertising Men, then he'll explain it. Okay? So the man behind the success. Whether or not you have heard of David Ogilvy, you have probably bought many of his products and his services he has advertised. So Hathaway shirts, Shipwheeze Tonic, Puerto Rico, Rolls-Royce cars, Shell Oil, Pepperidge Farm Bread, Sears Roebuck, Steuben Glass, and Dove Soap. So, dito pa lang, pinakita na niya na may credibility. So, this is one of the things na pinag-uusapan natin, di ba? On the first part where everything should have a, yan. So, it should grab the eyeballs. So, it's checked. So, you're already wondering what kind of book that is. The second one is it should expand the headline, which is correct kasi he's been talking about the book. After saying this book on the headline, makikita nyo may this book naman sa subheadline. Then he explains the name of the book, Confessions of an Advertising Man. So he's still expanding on that headline. Then after that, credibility. Yan na, may credibility na because siya nga yung gumagawa sa Hathaway shirts, Shipwheeze Tonic, Puerto Rico, and so on and so forth. Okay? Tapos, and many others, all famous and all successful. So now, on the mind of the reader, is like, okay, this guy is big. I didn't know that this guy was the one promoting this stuff. So yan. It's gonna trigger your mind of out na you're gonna get curious to that person. Okay? So now, so we go dive deep even further to the person. So you've shown the credibility. Now you're still wondering, okay, you said he was poor. Kasi sabi niya, poor, unknown, and in a hurry. Okay? So, ngayon, he's gonna explain it. Rag out to riches. Yan. This is the sub-headline 2. Basically, yun din yung hinahanap mo. Because you're looking for someone poor and unknown. Then now, he's talking about a rag out to riches. Okay. So now, 30 years ago, David Ogilvy was one of the 37 chefs at the Hotel Majestic in Paris and cooked for the President of France. When he started his advertising agency in New York, he brashly made a list of the 5 blue chip clients he wanted most. General Foods, Bristol Myers, Campbell Soup, Lever Brothers, and Shell. All 5 of these companies are now clients of the Ogilvy, Benson, and Mather, an agency which has billings of $59 million a year and offices in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Toronto. Okay, now, been wondering kung ano yung story niya. He gave us a very short story of how he started. So this is a story which is about rags to riches. And he explains here na yun nga, he started working as one of the chefs in the Hotel Majestic in Paris. And he was cooking for the president. And at that time, this is the big thing kasi at that time, he started an advertising agency and made a list of blue chip clients he wanted most. So yun. Now, you're like, okay, this guy is poor, this guy is unknown. When he was still working and then started an advertising agency, he had this goal. Which is, for every person who's gonna read this, meron talaga tayong goal in life. So that's the main concept of how, I think personally, on my opinion, on how he writes this. Kasi he has this goal and he has list this blue chip clients na gusto niyang kunin, which were the 5 big clients before sa kanya. And all of 5 of these companies is now clients of Ogilvy, Benson, and Mater. Which is, ito dito, it talks about another proof. So this is a proof na he's already delivering tons of stuff for those 5 blue chip companies. And he has delivered this kind amount of money. And meron silang offices to New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Toronto. So if you're reading this at those time, tapos you're wondering, okay, they have an office dito sa mga lugar na to, sa 5 na places. And if I look into them, and nandun nga sila, then they've already delivered proof, di ba? Okay? So, you've already conquered one of the things na mag-o-object yung reader mo, which is you're claiming something big but you don't have proof. And when you show them the proof, then they'll believe you even further. Okay? So the goal here is to believe, make them believe to the truth. It's all about the transparency. Hindi tayo nag-i-invent. We're just channeling their desires into this product. Okay? So how did this happen? Ogilvy confesses, I made a batch of Oxford and was duly expelled. For the next 17 years, while my friends were establishing themselves as doctors, lawyers, civil servants, and politicians, I adventured about the world uncertain of purpose. I was a chef in Paris, a door-to-door salesman, a social worker in the Edinburgh slums, an associate of Dr. Gallup in research for the motion picture and industry, an assistant to Sir William Stephenson in British security coordination, and a farmer in Pennsylvania. Okay, let's dive into this. Kasi this is very big. He's expanding the story. So he expands the story. Sa first area, he was showing a brief introduction of how everything happened para mapawaw yung audience. Then after that, he now expands for that. Kasi mako-curious ka na eh. What's the story behind being a chef in Paris? Now, he explains that he did not follow the same trajectory for most of his friends. Na yung typical na graduate, have a work, and become a doctor, lawyer, civil servant, and politician. Okay? So, sinasabi na he's someone different. Okay? Yun yung goal. Kaya naging ganito siya. And he ventured into an adventure. So, he became different. Chose harder path. Yeah. So in this area, para sa akin, in my opinion, he chose a harder path, but that path made him stronger in terms of his goals. Yan. So, yun nga, nakita mo, he became a chef in Paris, a door-to-door salesman, social worker, an associate in a research for motion picture, an assistant for British security, and a farmer in Pennsylvania. So he is going back and forth to different areas, not knowing saan talaga siya pupunta. So yan. My boyhood hero had been Lloyd George, and I had expected to become Prime Minister when I grew up. So this was his dream goal. So we're talking about goals because every person has desires, and every person has a goal. So that's what he is tapping now. So before he is selling, he's tapping into a story. Yan. And he's tapping into his story. Na yun nga, his goal was he wanted to be a prime minister. And for him, the only way he can become a prime minister was to do all this. Okay? But instead, I finally became an advertising agent on Madison Avenue, and the revenues of my 19 clients are now greater than the revenue of Her Majesty government. Okay, so now he's yan. Yan. So now he's showing comparisons. Kasi his goal was a prime minister as he grew up. Probably his thought was, I'm gonna be big, I'm gonna earn big as a prime minister, and then I'm gonna live my life. But in the end, he became an advertising agent and had 19 clients, and his revenue was greater than his main goal. So that's the typical hindi naman siya typical, but I mean, what happens sa life, di ba? When your goal is this, pero nasa segue, and the next area na napupuntahan ka on your path, it made you a better person than your goal before. So, di ba? So, trials makes you a better person, and that's what happened to him. So, yun, he expanded on his story. He explained how he was doing great being an advertising agent kahit dati prime minister lang yung goal niya. Okay. Now, so the next subheadline was tells how you can do it. So now, after you've read this story, the next thought naman kasi is, how will I do the same? So, answering the thought of how can I do the same? Yeah. Yan. Kasi mapapaisip ka na, okay, wow, he achieved his goals and delivered tons of money in his pocket, and how will I do the same? Right? So, now, that desire na natap mo through the story, he's gonna transfer it through his product, that is the goal when you're writing copy. You're not really technically selling instantly, kasi if you're targeting people who are unaware, kung hindi nyo napanood yung prospect awareness level natin, you gotta watch that. You gotta learn the awareness level, kasi every people does not know you. So there is an unaware phase where you should be tapping on the desire first, and getting people to know na, okay, I have a problem, I need a solution. And when they answered na to themselves that I need a solution, then you're offering that solution through your product. Okay? Ito na yan. This part, he says, this is more than a book about advertising by one of the greatest practitioners of all time. Yan, dito. Itong word na, by one of the greatest practitioners of all time, he's saying is David Ogilvy is big. Yan. Okay? And he's still expanding on the book. Halata nyo, every time we're going back and forth, he never forgets about the big idea, which is the book. Okay? In-expand lang niya in a way that he's stopping the desire na hindi naman magiging salesy. Okay? It is a book by a man who tells big business how to become bigger. It is a Bible of tested techniques for anyone interested in creating profitable advertising based on a lifetime research. Yan. So, okay. Dito tayo. It is a book by the man who tells big business on how to become bigger. So, itong sentence na to, hindi siya magiging important, hindi siya magiging valuable if you haven't read his story first. Okay? So, if you started this line sa first few sentences mo sa promotion, and what's gonna happen is they're not gonna believe you. They need something that hooks them. So, by writing the story, by telling the story, you've already hooked them that this guy is big. So, basically, you're saying now this is believable, a believable benefit after reading David Ogilvy's story. Yan. Okay? Hi. So it's a benefit. It is a book by the man who tells big business how to become bigger. Next one. It is a Bible-tested techniques for anyone interested in creating profitable advertising based on lifetime research. So this is another benefit. Calling out his audience who aims to advertise. Yan, better. Yan siya. So the goal is looking for someone who wants to advertise better. Okay? So dun tayo, tumatarget siya sa tao na who really needs this book. Okay? So you're not just targeting unaware. Of course, meron pa rin unaware, but those who are already working on themselves through advertising. Okay? And it is one of the most exciting success stories you have ever read. Yan. Ito din, isa din siya. So this is very connected to the story. So another benefit connects to the story. Kasi you're not gonna believe that this is the most exciting success story you've ever read if you haven't read and understood his rags to riches story. So yun. He's parang he's boasting on his results kasi nga napakita niya. He's shown the evidence, he's shown his credibility, he's shown his proof. Okay? So, success stories you have ever read of a witty, fearless iconoclast who started from scratch a village called West Horsley in England and ended up in New York as the head of one of the most brilliantly successful agencies in the business. Okay? So, pagdating naman dito, you'll notice that he expanded on the number 4 dun sa lead natin, which is a story of this Scotsman, poor, unknown, and in a hurry, beat so many American advertising men at the game. So that area hindi pa natin masyadong na-expand. Now he's expanding it. So we already know that he started from scratch. Number 4 on lead. Yan. So expanded that he went from scratch because he was known, he was poor. Tapos he was on a village. Now yun, in-explain na niya kung saan siya nanggaling. Village called West Horsley in England, and then he ended up in New York and become successful agencies in the business. So, no other book about advertising has ever told so much about what to do and what to avoid. So ito pa lang, this is a very big claim. This is the only book you need for advertising. Basically, yan yung sinasabi niya. This is the only book you need for advertising. All based on personal experience. So, because he started to do the story, this is everything you need kasi he has his proof. And no other book has told it with such authority, such skill, and with so much good humor. Everything you want to know about the advertising is here, and it is written with a disarming distaste for humbug. Okay? So he's just basically explaining further the value of this book. Okay. So, yan. Some typical examples. So, dito, what you'll notice, puro na siya bullet form. This is a very simple ad, pero this grabs people because he's like practicing headline lang dito, punching you back and forth with amazing headlines. Diba? So, he's explaining the parts of the book in a headline type of way, and it's really grabbing someone's attention. Okay, so some typical examples. How to get accounts and how to avoid losing them. 19 ways to make potent TV commercials. So dito, you'll notice how to get, the pinaka-basic kasi na headline is starting with the word how to. Because basically you're teaching someone how to do this, how to do that, how to avoid this, how to avoid that. And it's very simple, and and you're calling the audience instantly. Okay? So how to get accounts and how to avoid losing them. How to headline. Yan. Okay. Next one. 19 ways to make potent TV commercials. Dito naman, we're focusing more on specificity. Kaya may mga book na ultra specific, and we have this 19 ways. Yan, ultra specific headline. Okay? Then what simple change in an ad can increase sales 10 times. Yan, dito naman. And explain niya, simple change. But that means there's a secret. Meron siyang secret na hindi mo alam. Simple lang pala. Okay? Next one. 10 questions to ask yourself before you fire your agency. Yan. So, itong 10 questions. Nandun pa rin yung ultra specific. So, he's just basically explaining every parts of his book through a headline para mag-grab ka ng audience. Okay? Next one. 8 ways to test your advertising and why it's important to test. Yan. So, he's doing this. Ganun pa rin. Ultra specific headline. Headline explaining everything you need to test your advertising. Okay? Next one. 10 rules for making your mark as an agency employee. So now, this one naman, same pa rin siya. It's ultra specific and calling out his audience. Yeah. Okay? Next part. 8 simple devices that can steer your creative process. Yan. Mahalata nyo, he's just being very, very specific. Okay. 11 commandments which makes for good advertising. Same din. The 11 commandments. Very specific. Why it's dangerous to siphon dollars away from advertising for promotion. This one is a fear-based headline. Yeah. So this area, he's tapping more on your fear when you're advertising. So he's already getting you excited on this specific stuff kasi nga may 19 ways, and if you don't know those 19 ways, that means you're missing out on something. It's my 10 questions, my 8 ways. So it's like, kasi if you're saying that, imagine mo, if you make these headlines much more simpler, like how to make potent TV commercials, if you're someone who's been working on TV commercials na, then that means you already know how to create TV commercials. The problem is, if you compare it to 19 ways to make potent TV commercials, then kahit ikaw na may alam, you'll be asking yourself na, oh, maybe I'm missing something out. So I need this. Probably a few guidelines would help me to improve myself better. Yeah, that's the real reason why he's doing numbers. Remember guys, when you're writing headlines, adding numbers is a very good thing to increase specificity, to increase the value of your headline. Okay? So next part. 10 rules for writing good headlines. The headline does 80% of the job. 5 times as many people read it as read the copy. Read it as read the copy. Okay. So 10 rules. Specific pa rin. And the one he's saying, he's explaining that 80%, the headline does 80% of the job. That is very, very true. Because if someone wants something and you don't grab them in the first 8 seconds through your headline, they're not gonna read the whole thing. Yun kasi ngayon eh. It's always that grabbing headline that will hook your audience for them to buy, to get your attention. It's not just all about sale, sale, sale. Kasi people are used to that. If you're not unique, if you're not someone who's creating a different way to promote your products, then you'll also be a cliche who's doing the same thing with them. So, mangyari, what's the difference with them? So, ang magiging labanan mo is either the quality, the price, and of course, the amount of audience you could grab. And if you're fighting over companies or businesses that has working for years now and they have the capacity to promote through ads, the capacity to improve the quality and lessen the price, then matatalo ka. You're gonna be defeated in terms of advertising kasi you didn't grab them by the neck with your headlines. Yun kasi yun eh. If you're like, let's say, if I'm promoting a book or I'm promoting, sabihin natin, okay, very easy. If I'm promoting a soap and that soap is new, no one knows your product. Now, ang magiging labanan is how is that gonna be unique from the rest of them? So, let's say, yun nga, you have this specific, mangyari, you'll be saying something unique on that product. Kasi kung sasabihin mo lang na whitening soap, you're fighting this over another whitening soap, let's say Dove, then matatalo ka because Dove has been promoting themselves for a very long time. And most of the people around the world know what Dove is and how valuable their brand is. So, yun nga, branding, talo ka na talaga. Now, ang magiging labanan is advertising. So, that's why we're using copywriting, especially for new agencies, new businesses. Kasi, it helps them grab the attention of their audience even with a few bucks. Okay? So let's move forward tayo. Next one is the only time to stop running a good ad. So there's a word only. So nandun. So only saying it's unique, it's new. Okay? 29 words that add power to a headline. Yan. So maybe you're an advertising na and you're writing words that sell, but you think parang kulang pa, probably know something different. And when you saw this ad, you'll be saying na, okay, I think maybe makatulong yung 29 words, hindi ko pala alam. Let's look at that. Next one. 6 emotional words that can strengthen a headline. One example, darling, I'm head over heels in love. Used by a girl in a bathtub telephoning her lover. Yan. So 6 emotional words. So, you'll notice na hindi lang niya sinabi. Pwede kasi niya sabihin na 6 words that can strengthen a headline. Okay, that's already a good headline. Now, how do you make the headline even better? So, nilagay niya 6 emotional words. He's tapping into the emotions. Kanina, he tapped into fear. Now, he's tapped into the feeling of love, of dove. Yan, sa sabon. So, kaya may headline, darling, I'm head over heels in love. Then people, when they're reading that, na-notice nila, why? Bakit naging nagustuhan nila yung dove? When they're asking questions, then you're answering them through the copy. Okay? So, next part. 10 basic rules for writing copy. Hindi lang siyang 10 rules for writing good copy. Then there's like 10 basic rules. Very specific. Okay? Then 15 tested tips. Yan. The word tested really grabs even further. Ibig sabihin, ginamit lang. Hindi lang tips na parang out of nowhere lang na you're just giving advices. Okay? Yan. Why photographers sell more than drawings. Yan. So, if you're an advertiser, then tapos you're into photography for your ads, ito din to grab the attention, which is calling audience pa din. And calling audience on importance of photography. And next one is how advertising can stop people buying a product. So ito, this is a contrary mindset kasi paano nakaka-stop mabili yung advertising? Probably you're saying something wrong. So this is a contrarian. Maybe there's something wrong with what you're saying. Maybe may ginagawa ka sa advertising kaya hindi nahuhook yung product mo. Yan. The magic ingredient which forces readers to look at your ad. Yan. There's a magic ingredient. So there's something unique. Okay. What Ogilvy told a prospective client who gave him only 15 minutes to make his pitch. Yeah, so this is very specific. Ibig sabihin, it's a story headline. So, kung ikaw, mapapaisip ka din, okay, what's the story behind what that happened? So, you want to read it even further. May kita mo sa book. Right? Why an agency must never take on an account it cannot afford to resign. Yan. So this is still a fear-based headline. Next one. 9 things a client must do to get the most out of his agency. Yan. So there's the word 9 things. Ito nga, nilagay pa niya into 9. Yeah. Since you've been reading numbers, binago na naman niya ng konti, nilagay niya 9 na word. Okay? 17 ways to make long copy more readable. Yeah, 17 ways. Very specific. Dito is really very specific on numbers. A secret about coupons that makes them pull 80% more. Oh, there's the word secret. 22 commandments for advertising food products. Yan. This is calling out food product industries. So, you'll notice that these are very simple words. Ilang words na to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. but he's already grabbing the attention of different kinds of industry, di ba? 7 patterns of employee behavior that will guarantee rising to the top in advertising. Yan. 7 patterns. Next one is 6 guides for advertising proprietary medicines. So dito, 6 guides and calling out medicine industries. Yan. Nakita nyo. The perfect hobby for advertising careerists. Yan. The word perfect hobby. Ibig it's only. Okay? The smash hit commercial which Ogilvy wrote in his sleep. So, this is, ito naman brain teaser to. Kasi it wrote in his sleep. Ibig sabihin, maybe nakatulog siya, tapos naano niya, napanaginipan niya. Then, you wanna know the story. Yan. This is a story headline. Yan. Next one. 7 recipes for refreshing vacations and why vacations are important. Yan. Sa mga ano naman to, for those audience wanting to go on a vacation. Yan. Especially sa mga advertisers na may mga business na gustong lumago yung company itself. They want to grow their business but they also want to take a vacation. Of course, you want to be an entrepreneur because you want to have the life that we want while still earning money, di ba? Next, 10 hints to account executives why premature baldness may be an asset. So this is a very unique one. He's telling 10 hints, a specific one. And after that, he says why premature baldness, making baldness important. Di ba? The mindset of a person is baldness is already bad because you're losing hair. That means you're losing. But now he's saying why premature baldness may be an asset. So instead of being a loss, it's now a gain. Okay, so this is very intriguing headlines, which I personally, guys, you would want to analyze and read kasi nakaka-grab siya ng attention and it's a very unique thing. And once you're starting to write copy, the most important thing you're gonna look out into is your headline kasi yan talaga mag-hold sa kanila. Okay. Next, 9 ways to improve travel ads. So now he's saying 9 ways and calling travel advertising agencies. Yan. Nandun naman sa travel sa industry. So he's really tapping into a lot of areas, lot of industries, hindi lang isa. Okay? Why new products are easier to advertise than old ones and what to do about making the old ones seem new. So yan, if you're this is calling advertising agencies that are having difficulty selling their old products. Yan. So those na sobrang tagal na tapos hindi na nakaka-catch up sa updates and the uniqueness of advertising, then this is a good book that they would be reading. And there's another one, the 2 most powerful words to use in a headline. One of them can seldom be used, the other should always be used. So, napansin nyo, it's very simple na sinasabi niya na may dalawang most powerful words in the headline and one is seldom used and the other one is always used. So if you're only saying the 2 most powerful words to use in a headline is already good, but he's expanding them even further with this open and close parentheses. Okay? So he's really having that ultra specific headline. Ultra specific headline. Yeah. Okay. And one thing also, on his image, he says 5th printing 50,000 copies in print. That means this book has already been printing tons. Meaning, it's a great book. Ito pa lang when you've seen like it's already been sold for thousands, for millions, that means this book is very important. Kasi the people buying this sees the value. So if you're someone new on like advertising, tapos nakita mo this promotion on this book, and nakita mo naman na it's been printed for 50,000 copies na, then that drives more credibility, more proof, more evidence of the value of the book. Okay? So, next one. Does advertising corrupt newspaper and magazine editions? Naman. So, fear-based headline. Yan. So, you'll notice that he doesn't, kung ika-count mo itong words, this is not a very long promotion ad. He's basically just explaining he's basically having a sneak peek of the insides of the book and just basically grabbing your attention through headlines. Most of it's like he's just doing the story. He expanded the story and show you the parts of the book through headlines. Okay? So now, this area, why this book has become a national bestseller. This headline pa lang, sub-headline, this whole area, I'm gonna explain this whole area as all about testimonials. Okay? Syempre, every book you're gonna read, everything that you're gonna promote, dapat na test out na, nakita na ng audience itself. So, because of this, pinakita niya yung mga testimonials, the liveliest of all books about the advertising business, brilliant, absorbing, full of wisdom and fire. Yan, a remarkable book, deserves to be read and reread regularly. A stimulating, rewarding, brilliant, and enjoyable book. It may in its way be a great one. He hides nothing and is prodigally generous with the secrets of his skill. A witty, urbane collection of aphorism, anecdote, and advice. An absorbing book, a diagram for success on Madison Avenue, reveals the sinews of the most disciplined professionalism. I know damn well if I had some soap to sell, I'd ask Mr. Ogilvy to help me sell it. Yan. So, nakita nyo, they're really showing the value of the book just by having these testimonials. Kung hindi ka naniwala, if you haven't believed it through his story and through the numbers he've shown, like the $50 million and the products that he've sold, he's gonna lock you in with the testimonials himself. I so believe that testimonials is a very big thing in terms of credibility. Kasi if you haven't tested it yet and they haven't shown any evidence of what's gonna happen for them, na wala silang result, then this is not really a valuable product or service. Okay? Well worth examination by publishers. The most entertaining book about the advertising business. Fast, smart, and lively, is rich in insights and anecdotage. Forthright and stimulating. Ano pa ba? Spicy and interesting enough to be enjoyable reading for almost anyone. Yan. So, you'll notice that this testimonials is a very big thing para mag-grab kayo sa attention. Okay. So, overall, we talk about the parts. The headlines is very important. Then we have the lead. Then we have the story. Then he showed proof of his products, which are yung Hathaway shirts, yung Rolls Royce cars, Shell Oil, and all those kinds of stuff. And he's showing the sneak peek of the books through headlines, which grabs your attention. Then, if you're not believing it yet, there's evidence that he's been printed 50,000 copies, tapos may testimonials na it's already a bestseller. Then, if you're already ready to buy this, he's gonna add another cherry on top of your ice cream. So ito yung ginagawa niya ngayon. That's what he's doing. So there is a guarantee. No risk offer. 10-day free examination. Yan. So this is a risk reversal. If tingin mo, ayaw mo pa rin kasi natatakot ka na masasayang yung pera mo, risk reversal, it's a 10-day free examination. Yan. Let's see what he says. Mail this to your favorite bookseller or Athenaeum Publishers Department. This is T126 162 East 38 Street, New York 16 MY. So this area, ito pa lang, this is proof na there is an address talaga na nagpa-publish nito. So this is the way they show na it's a credible book, and this is just not a scam. Okay? So please send me, so this is already a call to action. Please send me Confessions of an Advertising Man by David Ogilvy. If I am not satisfied that it is worth more than you are asking for, if asking for it, I may return it within 10 days and you guarantee to refund the purchase price at once. I enclose $4.95 postage and handling charges, prepaid free. Okay, so here, this is already a call to action, a CTA na magsisend out. Then he's stating na if this is not valuable, then in 10 days, I can get back my money free of charge. Okay? I just need to have a shipping, ito yung tatawag natin na shipping fee. And meron siyang shipping fee. So usually right now, books, pinopromote din ng ganito. There's like a shipping fee or just this amount of number. Then, you're gonna get the book. If you're not satisfied within 10 days of reading the book, you're not satisfied, then guarantee pwede mong ibalik free of charge. Ibabalik nila lahat. Okay? So that is a very nice close to this ad para siguradong mong hindi talaga tatakas yung reader and they're gonna get interested in your stuff. Because yeah, of course, there's always a hindrance of what am I gonna lose? And now they're not gonna lose anything because if within 10 days they've read the book and they think it's not valuable, then they're gonna get their money back. Yeah, this is a very good thing. Always, every copy should always have a guarantee. Hindi yan dapat mawala. It's also part of it. Okay? And of course, dito sa last, it's just filling in the information. Filling information para kung saan isend yung book. Okay? So yeah. So if you guys have questions, feel free to let me know. This is a very simple ad which talks about a book and he expands the book and shows you the value of the book through his story, through his successes and his credibility sa mga products na ginawa niya and his proof of being a bestseller book through his testimonials and of course the attention-grabbing headlines for every section in his book. So, yeah. I hope you guys learn tons of stuff for our sales letter hacking Saturdays. We'll always be gonna do, lagi tayong gumagawa nito for every Saturdays. My goal here is for you guys to learn how to analyze every single ad, every single sales letter that has been passed down for us to learn because these sales letters will really help us as copywriters, some aspiring copywriters and entrepreneurs to advertise, to promote our ads in a way that we are not salesy. We're just not saying buy this, buy that, get this, get that. In this big world, that doesn't work anymore. Kailangan natin matap yung desire ng every person. Then after that, channeling it through our products and services. So yeah, hope you guys have a great night and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.